We're going to continue today with our Respect for All week, and especially for those of you that weren't here yesterday. And as a reminder to everybody, this is a week that we set aside every year to emphasize the fact that we've all been created in God's image, and it's incredibly important that we honor each other in this way. And so we are grateful today that a student, Mr. Trevor Lenear, is going to come and share with us. So come, Trev.
Good morning, York College. Like Sam said, my name is Trevor Lenear. And for those of you who don't know me, there's two things that you should know to get where I'm coming from today. One thing is I like things in my life to be very simple. The simpler things are, the better. Things don't need to be complicated. You can make things very simple. Also, you need to know that my favorite rapper, Logic, inspired what I'm going to talk about today. He uses his platform as a rapper to spread the message of peace, love, and positivity. So that's what I'm going to talk about today with my own little twist. To me, there's three types of peace. Being at peace within yourself, being at peace with other people, and the one we all love, peace and quiet. Since this is Respect for All week, I wanted to talk about being at peace with yourself and being at peace with others. Being at peace with yourself is very hard at times. We have so many worldly things trying to bring us down. Oh, you're not smart enough. You're not good. You're not skilled enough to do this. So-and-so is way better at doing this than what you are. It can be so easy to get caught up in what the world is trying to say about you. This is something that I used to struggle with a lot. Not saying I'm absolutely perfect at it, because I still fight my demons every single day. Self-doubt used to consume my thoughts and often would hold me back from being able to experience life in the most simple of ways. I quickly learned that having peace within myself meant being at peace with God. God created me, Trevor Lenear, to be exactly who He wanted me to be, and not what the world was wanting me to be. Artist Lecrae recently tweeted, "You don't need validation to be who God created you to be." And if that's not one of the most fire tweets I've heard, I don't know what is. I want to read it again. You don't need validation to be who God created you to be. He has big plans for all of us in this room. I pray that you find that peace in knowing that He is going to take great care of you no matter where you go in life. To go along with peace, I want to talk about being at peace among our peers. I think that the root of conflict or lack of peace between people comes from a group of people viewing something one way and another group viewing that exact same thing in a completely different way. One of the simplest ways to resolve this is by respecting one another's differences. Not everyone in this room is going to agree with me when I say that pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Amen. Yes.
If you think it does, that's your opinion, and I can respect our differences. I'll never understand what you're talking about, but I can respect your opinions. That's something that we have to remember when it comes to respecting others. Everyone has an opinion about something. It doesn't mean that one is right and one is wrong. When it comes to peace, I want to challenge every single one of us to have those tough conversations with people about issues that are happening in this world. With that, it is also important that we listen to one another and understand where people are coming from. Once we are able to respect one another and understand that we are all children of God, we can begin to live peacefully together. Back in 2003, the Black Eyed Peas asked us all one simple question that we can still ask ourselves today. Where's the love? Every single week it feels like there's some new story about great acts of hate happening around the world, especially here in the United States. Whether it's acts from neo-Nazis in Charlottesville, or a random terrorist act at a country concert in Las Vegas, or even just last night hearing about a police officer getting shot and killed on the campus of Texas Tech University. That's all we hear about in the world is hate. It's a truly sickening feeling hearing about all the hate that takes place in this world on a daily basis. I believe the best way to conquer that hate is by fighting it with love. Logic often talks about having equality for all people regardless of race, religion, color, creed, sexual orientation, for all man, woman, and child. Now I want to take that phrase and replace equality with love. Let's go out and spread love to all people regardless of their race, religion, color, creed, or sexual orientation. We are all created by the same God. John 13:34 reads, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You are also to love one another. By this is all people will know you are my disciples, if you love one another." We are all so different, but the one thing that we all share is that God gave up his one and only Son to die on the cross for our sins. The least we could do is simply love one another, regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of our differences, and regardless of our views on politics. If we have these tough conversations that challenge us to love people we never thought we could, we can begin to tear down the barriers that are holding us back from experiencing the love of Christ with our relationships with people. The only way to drown out all the hate in the world is by loving on your neighbor just as Christ so loved us. Last but not least, positivity. Let's be honest, with the hate and natural disasters happening in the world, it's very hard to remain positive. We often feel helpless, like there's nothing we can do about it. Deuteronomy 31:8 reads, "The Lord himself goes before you, and he will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged." At times it can often feel like God isn't in the picture in our lives. It can also make us feel very helpless. The truth is right there in that verse. God will never leave us nor forsake us. It's easy to get caught up in the devil's scheme of filling this world with darkness, but God is always with us. We can do all things through him who strengthens us, and because of that, we have the power to go into this world and make a difference. I know it's hard to see that sometimes, especially being here in small town York, Nebraska, but don't let that be an excuse from holding you back from making a difference. It can start right here on this campus. If we remain positive among a world of chaos and disaster, God can work through every single one of us to make that difference. Truth is, this is a very scary world that we live in, and we have the power to change that world with three simple things: peace, love, and positivity.